people who were not Jews in the Soviet Union said they were Jews, and that's how they could leave the country. In the US, so he worked for Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty. He became Orthodox, and then after the fall of communism, so he went back to Moscow, and now he's very close to, let's say, to the Kremlin and to the Orthodox Church, and he's one of the propagandists of some parts of the Orthodox Church against new religious movements. I found one of his speeches in Odessa on a video in a church. I bought a video from him. So he's present everywhere in the former Soviet Union. I know that he made a lot of publicity as well against cults in Kazakhstan, in Armenia, and also in other countries, probably in Central Asia as well. So he's a propagandist against competitors to the Orthodox Church. I wonder, who is that guy? What is his origin? Who were his parents? Where were they living? What was his life under the Soviet Union? And that is a blank page in my research. Mm-hmm. So I would like someone who can speak and read Russian to discover more information about his life, his real life.
You know, very interesting fact that in Russia, near Alexander Dworkin, we see one person. So his name is Alexander Neveyev. He is a psychologist. You know about him?
I've heard his name, yes.
He emailed me, and yes, he wrote me that I shouldn't defend the right of my clients, that I shouldn't do this, and he even emailed that I come to Moscow and he will save me, I emailed him that no, thank you, I don't need your help, I don't need your services, so everything is okay. So it was the real fact. So how do you think such a people as Alexander Neveyev, so the person who is not a specialist in the area of religions, who has no specific education in this area, and who is simply psychologist, so can this person be an expert in area of sects and destructive cults? How do you think?
No, absolutely not. No, because the starting point, the first starting point that is not correct is to make the distinction between religion and sex or cults. If they come, if they see a client in such a perspective, then it's already wrong. And then being a psychologist without any knowledge about comparative studies concerning religions, any experience in the field, does not make them at all experts in this regard. And what could they say? What could they try to do? To ask the person to recount his conversion to another religion. It's a fundamental individual freedom. When people are adults, they choose the religion that they want, or they don't want to be religious, they want to be atheist. It's also their right, because it's protected by the international instruments. So the psychologists have nothing to do with that sort of, it's not even a problem. It's intrusion in the private life and the conscience of someone. Does not choose to go and see a psychologist because she has a problem with regard to a specific religion or change of religion. If it is a sort under coercion that person is brought to a psychologist, then it's totally wrong. And I would say it's not moral or ethical for a psychologist to play in that sort of game.
So maybe we can say that it is not a professional.
It's not professional, certainly not. Yeah, no, he's exercising some activities that are not related to his professional expertise.
How the person or organization can protect themselves from fuckeries or from such a kind of people as Alexander Dworkin and Alexander Neveyev? What should they do?
Yes. Yeah, there is one, yeah, that's a very, very interesting question. Because, for example, in Belgium and in France, until the 1990s, there was not that culture among religious groups, whether minority or majority, I would say, to go to court, to defend themselves, because they were not attacked by anybody. So it's because they were attacked that they had to think how to defend themselves. So they tried to answer the media using the right of answer, but they were usually not successful at all. So some went to court, but you need money, of course. You need to pay the lawyers, and it's only, I would say, the big organizations like Scientology and Jehovah's Witnesses, they could afford that because they have a lot of lawyers around the world, and through the cases that they defend, in fact, that they contribute to the promotion of freedom of religion or belief for all, not only in their own specific case. We were heard by the OSCE, we were heard at the United Nations, we were heard at the European Parliament, and so that's how we progressively defended, I would say, the image and the reality of some movements that were unfairly and unjustly persecuted and defamed, labeled, because that had a lot of catastrophic consequences for the members of those groups. In cases of divorce, they were deprived of the custody of their children, they were denied promotion, they were fired because, it's a member of the totalitarian sect, they divide families and so on and so on. So there was a lot of human damage that was caused by the campaigns of fakeries and others, and the media and the state institutions monitoring or criticizing, persecuting sometimes those minority religions.